I will skip few slides where it was shown how actually the patient is taking the scan and everything, because Ryan will have it. I will concentrate more on the my orthodontic journey, my change which I went through with dental monitoring. So you saw this curve about the COVID DM, as I thought that it will come just back to the previous situation, but we are going up and instantly changing in a good way the things, which helps us a lot. And it's done especially through the delegation and the thing that I see that I can really rely on AI. And I have changed the DM for my practice transformation, because somehow it is a transformation, because today I work totally different in compare what I did before. Yes, I had a big changes when I shifted from functional appliances to fixed appliances. Then it was a huge change from the fixed appliances to the aligners, and it's not suddenly, it takes time. But it was not such a big change, and I wouldn't call it a transformation, as I went through the DM dental monitoring. So what it meant to me, you saw during COVID, we lost a little bit of control over patients because we couldn't see them so often as usually, and we had a big problem with the communication. Why? So this is before COVID. Everybody happy, my team happy, patients smiling. We were used to do the things the standard way, the blind way. And sometimes we were happy to see the patient on the chair, and sometimes we were quite surprised what has happened during that time where we didn't watch the patient. But okay, that was our system. Then, and that means the most of the time we have communicated with the patient on the dental chair. That was the biggest time. But we have quite a lot of phone calls, and there was some communication on the email. But we couldn't see any picture, we couldn't. That was just a talk with an unprofessional patient. But then the COVID came. What happened? The patient was less time on the dental chair because we were forced to do it that way, and the patients were also afraid to come. And we have raised up giantly the communication through FaceTime, phone calls, SMS, WhatsApp, Teams, WebEx, Zoom, email, whatever else, I don't know, because every patient has used something else. They didn't know that application, they wanted to use another one, so I needed to download that one, learn how to work with it, then communicate with the patient. And it was difficult to keep a track of all these things happening. So that means it was a little bit chaotic. So we were not smiling anymore. My staff and me, we looked more like this, yes? And of course, the patients were also unhappy because they couldn't come and the communication was not easy. So what we did, we started DM, dental monitoring. And what has changed? And that is important, why I call it a practice transformation. Because we were forced to have the patient less time on the chair, but with DM, we found out that it's totally okay. And with that less time, we are still able to keep control, and not still keep control, we keep better control with DM as with the style of blind orthodontics before. So we keep little chair time, but we have grown in dental monitoring. And here is a nice picture I'm proud of. I found it out. The AI is protecting us from all the things which we do not need to solve. But still the patient is able to contact us directly, and we are able to react and answer anytime we think it's needed. So we are happy again. How does the communication works? So you can have an image how the processing of that communication is going on. So we have AI in the cloud. We have a patient with a scan box and the app on the phone. And then there is my team. We are telling, especially me, that's my role, to set up the protocols. The protocols are the main principles of how should AI react on different things which are detected. And you can decide if it should react and if it or not, if it should react in what way and what does it mean for the patient. Or should it react to the patient? Or should I get notified without patient knowing? Or should the patient get notification and me too? And there are more than 130 factors recognized on every tooth, on every scan the patient does. So, and maybe you will decide that these things I don't want to monitor. I want to monitor this one in this type of a protocol. In another one, you can decide for other things. So it takes, yes, it's hurting a little bit, to be honest, at the start, at the beginning. Because the better protocol you create, the easier way it is for you later on. But you can still change it, you can still upgrade it, you can still fine-tune it, because that's what I said, we do small changes in the protocol, but the basis is okay. When I've started with DM, I didn't get a standard protocol. So I had to build up everything from zero. And now I know that there are some standard protocols which you can start, so you can start using DM from the day one. And then you can adjust it, create your own when you get known with the system and so on. So it's me, which I'm giving AI the protocols, how to work. The patient is doing scans which are sent to AI, to the cloud. AI reacts as you have decided in protocols to the patient or to you or to both. And you still keep your direct messaging with the patient. So anytime the patient can, in an app, he can write you and you can answer in the time which is suitable for you. Protocols, yes. DM system with AI is like your new employee who works 24/7, who never gets tired, who scales easily, who recognizes all the teeth, soft tissues, recognizes different types of orthodontic appliances. Show me such an employee. There is no. Recognizes the goals which you want to reach. And all this at the pixel level assessment. So it's watching not just on the picture as we see that. It goes to the pixel size detail and decides according to that. So through the protocols, you just, yes, tell AI how to react in different concrete situations. I said that already. So how to keep a control. So we lost communication, chaos in communication, and we lost control. What it means for me in principle, what is dental monitoring to me? Because the control is the most important part in the treatment. So we have some starting point, we have treatment plan, and we know some finishing point. And what we are building up is the treatment plan. So we know the line, how the treatment should go. And best is when it goes straight on the line. So everything is under control. But with the blind orthodontics, with no DM, we have some planned appointments. Patient is coming on chair. Those are the black dots. What happens? We have some, for example, unwanted tooth movement or loss of ligature, whatever we don't know about. Something is happening we don't know about. What happens? Patient comes, but we have planned a standard appointment, but we have to change the things. I have to look at it, me, not my staff, me, and I need to decide what we do because we have planned something different, and we need to correct that. But we got already off the line, so we need to get back to the line, yes? We can lose on courage because we did something on our appointment and the patient is reacting a little bit differently as we have expected. Debonded bracket or broken wire when the patient is on stainless steel, that's what I've been talking about before. You need to go back in the treatment sometimes to get back on the track. And that is something that takes more time on the treatment because you are not able to keep the control when you're not watching the patient all the time. So how can we go from this to this? But with having all those troubles as before. It's just the only difference is that we have the planned on-demand appointments, we have planned emergency appointments. So you know that emergency is coming, you know what is coming and how much time will it take, and you schedule your day according to that. Only with the DM scanning procedures, when you watch the patients all the way through the treatment, then you are able to react immediately. You don't wait till a bigger problem appears. And that's, for me, that's the biggest advantage of dental monitoring. That's a remote monitoring. I know what's going on. Is it understandable? Okay. Okay, let's have a look at Sophia. Sophia, she's 20 years old. First skeletal class, mild distal occlusion with retrusion of upper incisors, deep bite, but dental alveolar, that means skeletal, she's in average values. Crowding, border position of lower incisors, that's what I call when they are just in the place where I don't want to procline them more. Impacted wisdom teeth, and there is supernumerary number 9. Compression in premolar area, mesial rotation of upper first molars. She's a bruxist. And she's living in Dubai. But she wants the treatment to be done by me. No problem, Sophia. Let's do it. So these are initial pictures. You can see slide class 2, crowding, and all the things I've been talking about. So that's her. What is the treatment plan? So after planning, we decided to take out the wisdom teeth and the supernumerary tooth. She's going to have a liner treatment in both arches. Okay, we have decided it's not so important now for this type of presentation, but some sequential distalization in upper posterior segments, distal rotation of upper molars. We are going to expand the arch, some palatal root torque on upper incisors. We are going to intrude lower incisors. by keeping the AP position of 3-1. So that's the border situation for me. On that tooth, I want to level all the others. We need some stripping in the lower anterior segments, and we plan heavy occlusal contacts according to the deep bite which she had. Her protocol for DM is aligners 7+3. That's how I call my protocol on her. That means she will wear aligners. AI will watch aligner treatment. She will change her aligners after 7 days. If she receives no-go, then after 3 days comes new scan, new scan, new scan. Now it's okay, go. Again, 7 days. Yes? Got it? Okay, and we have expected the treatment time 18 months, 1.5 years. Before this, I would say it's 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. And it would not be doable without dental monitoring that she lives in Dubai. It's not real to fly back to Bratislava every 1.5, 2 months. So how the treatment went on? She has started with aligners, and we didn't know about her till aligner number 10. We get a notification from AI because my protocol is set this way. There is a gingiva inflammation. So we had a look at dashboard, and there is a notification down here. It's in Slovak, so you don't need to see that, but it's there, and you will receive it in your language. And we had a look. When you click on the picture, it gets bigger. So you can have a look. It's not so serious, but she's not the very precise brusher, let's call it that way. And so we send her a reaction with the arrows. We explain her, Sophia, have a look. Here is inflammation. Yes, here what you should do, just through the app. Then we didn't know about her till aligner number 40. There is a noticeable unseat of the tooth 3-4. It's strange, but maybe when I was choosing the patients for this presentation, I had the pictures watching from the left side. So we were choosing always, again, this 3-4. Okay, there is a noticeable unseat. So AI has notified us that there is a problem. What should the patient do? And here on the right side of the screen, you can see this is a no-go for a patient. That means stay on the same aligner as you are, do not change. Your teeth are not tracking well, yes? And you can decide to leave the patient like this with this message, and in 3 days she gets a reminder for a new scan, and you will have a look. But we want to be proactive, my staff, so they take a picture. Not they take a picture. You click here, send a photo. It opens up, and you can make any type of annotation. Yeah, you drawing, text, whatever. You do it, and if you wish, you can add a text to that. Yes, and write the patient, use chewies, whatever. Yes, or brush well. And so they did it, and aligner number 40, if I see well, it's here. So that was no-go, the red rectangle, but the next one is already green. So that means she did well. So this is the picture she has received on the app. So she can see where is the problem. But she's in Dubai, I'm in Bratislava, or I can be anywhere. I can react, and she can see exactly where is her problem. I can see where is her problem in Dubai. So she can act, do what is needed, and in 3 days was okay. So she could go further on. Now she's on aligners 70 and ready for replanning. This is how she looks now. Actually, she maybe is not needing very much further treatment, so we could finish already here. But there are still small gaps in this area, and there is a small midline shift. When we close that, we will get the midlines on, and maybe we will think about some IPR in the middle to get away the black triangles, if she will be able to come. Yes? So, but if you see, yes, we have intruded quite well the upper incisors with a nice torque. And what is nice also, the gingiva with the torque got much better. There was an inflammation on that upper right incisor and it's gone. That was there for a longer time. So this is the compare, still the same earring. And, okay, something got wrong here. Okay. Wait a minute, no, let's go back. So, actually, with the 70 aligners, she came only, this was our treatment line, and she came only on for one visit when she was in Bratislava for her family. So we saw her. We didn't need to, but she came. And there was this unseat, one unseat, second unseat, but they were always solved within 3 days of using Chewies. She was really perfect. So that means with those problems, being in Dubai, there is a 9 days together lack for the whole treatment. Otherwise, she was done in 70 weeks, yes, plus 9 days. So now we saw her, and she needs to decide and call us whether she wants to continue or she wants to finish with the retainers, yes. The good thing is, I have not tried that yet, Ryan, but is it already possible to get the Estel data? Okay, so Ryan will talk about that she can be in Dubai, decides to have Vivera retainers. She makes a scan, standard scan on her phone. We will receive STL data from the DM, and we can use those for Vivera retainers or creating models and make ASIC splints, and we send it to her. She even doesn't need to come because her attachments are off. Normally, we do not debond attachments when we are thinking about replanning, but in her case, she was not sure whether she will be able to come. So we said, okay, we will put down the attachments, you will decide. We wait. Fantastic. Unthinkable a few years ago. Okay, Dominica. She's 35 years old. She's third skeletal class. Her problem is, yes, she is CO-CR discrepancy. That means she has a forced bite. If you are familiar with the situation, patients once the full contact, occlusal contact, reaches in different position, which is not suitable for joints. So there is a premature contact, and then the patient slides somewhere, yeah, to the front or to the side. She slides to the side. She's angle third class on the right side, extremely high vertical dimension. That means that is a difficult patient to treat. With the fixed appliances, most probably the surgery or the extraction of premolars would be in game, yes? With the liners, we decided, then you will see the treatment plan. Crossbite on 3-5, compression, quite big compression in premolar areas, not in molar areas, but premolar areas. Crowding, thin biotype, and impacted wisdom teeth. So, always when there is a shift of mandible in bite, we do take registrations in both bites. The one we call CO, that's eccentric occlusion, where the patient gets the full contact, the maximum contact points between upper and lower teeth. That's where she's used to bite. But you can see on the face the asymmetry. Yes? That's a functional asymmetry because most of that is functional. Because an eccentric relation where she's fine, but there is a premature contact in here, she's much more symmetric. So we do, and you see there is a wax between the teeth. So in this position, we make a scan, a 3D scan, intraoral, and all the other registrations. And this is the starting point for our treatment planning, not the CO position. So what was the treatment plan? Yes, extraction of wisdom teeth, yes. Impacted ones. There was a lot of crowding. We wanted to avoid the extractions in premolar area, not to get her very narrow there. She would be even more narrow. I wish she would decide for SARME, but surgically assisted rapid maxillary expansion, but she refused that. So she was informed that there is a possible risk of creating some recessions because we needed some amount of expansion, and she's a thin biotype. So she was informed very detailedly about that. She got a liner treatment, some sequential distal molar rotation of upper molars, expansion of premolars. So molars were not expanded. Intrusion of upper premolars and canines because the incisors were correct. And she showed a lot of gingiva on the sides. And what is important that, yes, the treatment planning was done from CR. And so on and so on. And we planned light occlusal contacts on distal teeth in clean check. And what is important, we have incorporated into the treatment plan outer rotation of mandible. If you imagine that the patient is in CR, then she needs to open a little bit to get the first contact position. She's not fully closed. But I want her to be fully closed, but in CR position at the end of a treatment. So when we plan that, I go back here, you have an open bite in these parts because there is a contact only here, one. And you need to close that. And I don't want to close that with extrusion of the teeth. Would be also a possibility, but not the suitable one for her, yes? So here, I wanted to avoid any extrusions in the distal teeth. Some of them I want even to intrude to get most of the outer rotation because her face and profile will get better with that because she's very high with the retruded chin. So that's why outer rotation. She has started a bit earlier than we have started with dental monitoring. So she has started monitoring at the liner number 22. And we are using again a liner protocol 7+3, but she has an adult one. That's a just difference in the messages she's receiving. And we have expected a treatment time of 24 months. We didn't know about her till liner 24. There was a slide unseat. By slide unseat, we are not notified. But when it's still present, I want to know. 3-4 again. Okay. I need to have a look at that 3-4. Again, a message from my staff. Be careful, use chewies, do that and that. And it got better again. Pulse aligner number 44. Here it's already fine. And she had 47 aligners in first series. Yes, that is the slide unseat with some message from my staff. So I don't know about it. Only my staff knows. There was a notification also on aligner 39. Aha. Recessions. AI knows. Where? Exactly. 1415. Here, these two T's. So I have talked with the patient, but in that phase, we found out we are not going to expand more. In the treatment plan, there was no more expansion. So we said, okay, we continue. And that was the deal with the patient. Noticeable unseat on 2-1. But that was already, that one was earlier. That was already few aligners before the treatment. And what is nice, you see the patient not only with aligners, but you can scroll here and you see the pictures also without the aligners in bite and then in slightly open position. So you can check whether that unseat is bothering me 3 aligners before the end or not. So she got a message from the staff because staff is precise, and when I said then they do it, that's super. But it wouldn't be so important in her case. Okay, she currently finished AA35 means additional aligners, first additional aligners on the number 35. And she is now left for minor self-settling. What does it mean? At the end, I always ask for passive aligners, 1 or 2 sets. So the patient continues with wearing the last aligner just for the night as provisional retention for some period to leave the teeth to do its micro settling. So it will be in nicer occlusion. But if you watch her face symmetry, have a look, there is still something visible, but she's much better. There is a compare image. And when you see the smile line and the areas where it was full of gingiva, it's away. And have a look at her chin and lower profile. You will see the compare. Yeah? So 2 sets of aligners, 47, 35, and she's finished. We left the attachments still on during the settling. Sometimes I say the assistants, they should put them down, but in this case we left them in. And this is the difference in a profile, and she's much lower and a little bit better chin profile. It's a little bit, but it's not the surgery. It's aligners and AI. You see the face and the lips are nicer, more easy together. And again. Okay, so what was during the treatment? Yeah, treatment time, 21 months. We expected 24, so we are a little bit better. And okay, I saw that I didn't read that for you, but you had it on the slide, that there was so far here just 6 on-chair appointments. Sophia had 2. I don't count the entry investigations. And today also the talking with patient about the treatment planning we do online. we don't call the patient for that to the practice. So here, Dominica was more difficult. She had 6 on-chair appointments, but she has 61 virtual appointments. That means, what is that? It's the scan. And AI did from those 61, did 50. 9 did my staff. AI made all of them, yes? But the 9 were with the notification. So my staff did react. So that reaction, I call it's my staff appointment. And 2 times they came to me, my staff, because that was more difficult case. Just that I can have a look. Please, what should we do in that situation? So 47 plus 35 additional aligners. I can try to go back because it's bothering me that I've prepared it and I forgot. How was Sophia? 16 months of treatment. We are planning, yes, short finishing phase. So far, just 2 on-chair appointments, 72 virtual appointments in Dubai. 64 just AI without us knowing. Staff did react 8 times, and me, 0. So I saw her during the treatment in the middle because she came by, she was in Bratislava, and then at the end. I go back to Dominica. Yeah, so this is her. And then I have Zora. She's a really small patient. She's 9 years old, yes, but she has an overjet, quite big, 10 millimeters. And I know the best time to treat this in anatomical and biological way is when she's skeletally growing in the most, in maximum period. That means around 12. But she has already, in anamnesia, she has an injury of those incisors, and that's quite often. So it would be unfair from my side if I wouldn't do the treatment now in this age, and especially when she wants. That's super. So it's also a second skeletal class severe distal occlusion with upper incisor protrusion with spacing, 10 millimeters overjet. Yes, I said previous trauma of upper incisors, impacted wisdom teeth. Oh, no, that doesn't belong to her. Sorry for that. Compression of upper arch. Yeah, and slightly higher vertical dimension. And bad habit, she's biting on the lower lip all the time. So the lower lip is acting like a bad orthodontic appliance, creating bigger and bigger overjet. So we need to stop that. So this is her. So you see still it's mixed dentition. It's a DS2 molar 1, where the supporting zones are still milk. Some crowding in the lower arch and spacing protrusion in the upper arch. And retruded mandible. So interceptive treatment. The goal of the treatment is to reduce overjet, to avoid bad habit, and to reduce the risk of trauma of upper incisors. The definitive treatment will be provided in permanent dentition in the period of maximum skeletal growth. So that's what I said. That's what the patient is informed about. So we don't want a precise, super nice treatment here. We want a short treatment as possible, just to reduce the overjet and get the lower lip then functioning well. So short aligner treatment, expansion, retraction of upper incisors, intrusion of lower incisors, despite of higher vertical dimensions, there was a deep bite, with a light class 2 elastics and virtual bite jump just sagittal to class 1 relationship, which may not happen. Yes, because she's growing just a little bit. Protocol aligner 7+3 children. In some children we use 5+3. They change after 5 days. Some adults we just slow down the treatment. They have protocol for 10 days +4, so 10 +4. Expected treatment time just 6 months. Plus, then we need to keep the results, so some type of retention, and I tell you how I do that. So we have received a notification aligner number 12. Noticeable unseat on tooth 5-3. Oral insufficiency, hygiene, and rest of the food present on the scan. That's a notification which came. So we had a look. And our treatment is quite okay. And that 5-3 unseat is not bothering me because there are also elastics. And you know that the canine is very small tooth. So it's difficult to have the attachment there and the precision cut for the elastics. So there's no attachment. And that is pulling the aligner of the tooth. So it doesn't matter. When it came, yeah, still present 6-4. Here I wanted to show you, yes, ignoring noticeable unseat. AI is notifying you and telling you there is a problem because your protocol is telling her she should do that. So she does. But I can decide that let's ignore that because it's not bothering me this time in the treatment. And that's why also here you see ignorovane. Yes, that's ignored in English. So you can click off any tooth you don't want to be involved in monitoring. And that's fine in some situations because when it's not serious, it's slowing down the treatment. I don't want to slow down the treatment in this case. So she's currently on aligner, or she finished the active phase on an aligner 27. So that's less than half year. This is her, the 27 aligners together with dental monitoring, keeping an eye on her all the time. And yes, there are some teeth which needs to be extracted. We didn't do through the treatment. So it needs to be cleaned out. And what she does now is that we have manufactured more aligners, but the last ones are more in passive function. They do a small fake movements, but they are more passive. So she will wear the aligners only for the night, and dentist has a lot of work to take out some of the milk teeth where the permanent are ready. That happens sometimes in children where the milk teeth, when you use the aligners, they hold the milk teeth in the position. So the permanent teeth want to come through, but the aligner is still holding it. So short treatment, okay, but some of them needs to go out to release the space for permanent teeth which are already prepared to erupt. So yes, that's before and after. And how went the phase? Yeah, okay, treatment are 6 months, 3 on-chair appointments, because we called her for cleaning also, so we counted that into that. But she has 32 virtual appointments 20 of them done only by AI, staff 10 times, and me too, because I needed to decide about that, ignoring those unseats. So that is, for my staff, is about 2 minutes work, and for me, 37 seconds. I don't know. And patient is now in retention phase, so we are keeping the result only with night wearing of the aligners, not retainers, aligners, and we will wait till they will fit, and then we will decide whether she needs a further retention, or we will leave her till she will be in permanent dentition in a good skeletal growth. Okay, how can we future-proof the practice, our practice? How can DM help us to future-proof our practice? There was 3 pillars and 3 main things which are so important to me, is to keep better control, is to have possibility of better communication and better motivation. And those 3 things, those 3 pillars, we all are standing on them. It's not just the patient. It's me and it's my staff. Why? The control. We can control. Yeah, pre-treatment is just a small repeat pre-treatment situation. We keep the tracking the whole treatment, and we keep the control over retention with AI and DM. It's also our self-control. Why? If there is a problem, I can go back. When do you have in your practice photos of your patient from every week? Never. But with DM you have it. So if we do some mistake and we see it often, we can go back and watch. When did it start? What did happen that time? What was in the plan? So it's our self-control, and it's teaching us to be better doctor, finally. And also the staff. Fantastic control over daily schedule. I hated all these like daily schedule disrupting, disturbing appointments, on-chair appointments, where the patient came with a bad cleaning, with a debonded bracket, or a loose attachment, or a liner was not fitting at all, and we didn't know. And suddenly, when you nicely schedule all your day, and then you have one patient coming in, and it doesn't take 10 minutes, but 40 minutes. Then you have another one. I hate that. And okay, I saw no other way, no other possibility. We don't have that. We don't have that anymore. It happens on the patients who are not scanning well, but then they are phoned, contacted, and so on. Till we are able to keep an eye on them this way, we don't have that. But we still have the situations like loose bracket, lost button, some unseats, but we know about them. We know about them early, and we can tackle with them easily when they are just a small baby problems, not big adult problems. That's what we like. And we plan for the this patient has bad hygiene. He needs appointment, and it will take such a long time. There is a lost attachment. Okay, do we need to see him now or in 2 weeks, or what do we do? Yes? When there is unseat, do we do replanning because these chewies will not help? Yes, we do. Okay, let's schedule the appointment in that manner as needed. So, yeah, and everything in one place. I mean, all the information, everything we have in the app, all the history of what we did and so on. So this for me, the control is number one. Of course, communication. it's so important when you are telling something to your staff or to your patients that they know what it means. When you can connect that written text or message or whatever with a picture is fantastic, yes? And it's amazing that AI can do for us so much, and you don't need to do it. You don't need to repeat the same thing so many times. AI can do it 1,000,000 times a day. Well, no problem for her. For me, yes. So, yeah, that you are answering in suitable time. So we have much less unneeded phone calls. Much less, that's not correct probably, but we have less unneeded phone calls, sorry. Because the patient knows and they have the picture, you have the picture, you know how to, on what you should concentrate. Easy communication with other colleagues. If you have a patient which needs prosthodontics, surgery, whatever, it's easy to see the pictures every week after surgery, whatever. Yes, it's amazing. And again, all communication in one place. And the third pillar, motivation. That is what is driving us further. That's what driving the patient to get the treatment till the end. And that's what keeping our staff in our practices and not to run away. That is the patient engagement, patient cooperation, better hygiene, team engagement, DM insights. Ryan will show us a few pictures. Those are statistics about your practice, about different things, and you can take from that many valuable information which can have effect on changing the things you normally do in your practice, because you see that I do some mistake over there. So let's sit down with my team, let's talk about it and find another way. Delegation of work, that's fantastic for me, for us. And all this brings more patients into our practice because we are finishing with happy patients. So thank you, honestly, for your attention. If you have any questions, I'm here, I'm ready. And that's it. If you have anything you will think about later on, you can still reach me on this email, and I will surely answer you. Not immediately, but in a suitable time. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your excellent presentation. Now,
thank you.
Let's take a few questions if there are, then we need to move forward. Kai, yes.
So just a quick one with the practical issues here. So at what point do you, and who teaches the patient to use the scanner?
Staff.
The staff, and at what time? The first appointment when you sort of start the treatment, which is usually...
We do it that way. The practices, they have different ways. We don't have much time, and I don't have so much stuff that we would do separately, have separately someone now to instruct just dental monitoring and the others do. So everybody can do everything. So who does the patient, who puts the attachments on, who starts the treatment, he's responsible for explaining how to use Scanbox application and so on. But actually, it's not so difficult. You have many practical videos when the patient downloads the app. It navigates you. Also, when you are going to make a scan, the app is telling you what you should do. So, and this is going to be even better with the time. So, I think and I wish that in some time we will just give the bag with the DM box to the patient, and that's it. That's my wish. And I hope we will get there. So the patient will receive all this information from the app, from the videos, from navigation, and we don't need to work with that and spend the time on that anymore. Ryan.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good.
Okay. So if I got it correctly, you are now able to treat more patients yourself because the staff and the AI is taking care of the monitoring.
And we have less chair time spent by patient by us.
Right. So basically you have more chair time for other patients.
Or for tennis or golf.
Okay. That's a good point. So you mentioned in the beginning that you recruited 4 new staff members also compared to the picture that you had. So when you're building your staff now, do you hire more orthodontists or more of the monitoring staff? And what is the level of education of the staff that takes care of the patient communication?
Still, the staff taking care about the reaction from side of dental monitoring and putting the answers to the patient is a dental staff. So it's not the staff from outside. The staff from outside is managing the outside the dental service. Is more a management style of the staff. But until it will be in the way that the patient receives the bag, probably one of non-dental staff will get a teaching from me how to instruct the patient, and he needs to have then separate room with the patient with a mirror. That would be the best to instruct him and to show him how to use it. So my dental staff doesn't need to spend the time with that by the patient. But it would be much easier to give the navigation. I talked with Philippe Salah on the last ambassador meeting about that, and I hope that that will get better soon.